Welcome to the Dankest Dungeon, and welcome to our third round of previews for the March of the Machine Commanders. I think we're only like 20 cards deep into the set, but the previews that were previewed, boy were there a lot of commanders in there. So we're bringing in 3 new ones, and also Omnath, Locus of All again, because I know lots of people wanted to see Omnath do some cool things, and he hasn't been doing so hot so far. We're going to give him another try at it. Also, with some of our recent episodes, there have been some power imbalance issues, so we're actually going to start trying to be more upfront about what kind of game we're getting into here. So what we've done is created our own spice level power ranking meter. So this little meter right here is going to give you some idea of what kind of game we're about to play. I do plan to make a video to go over the power levels in the scale, so if that's something you're interested in, just keep your eyes on the channel and it'll eventually be there. This particular game is going to be extra spicy. So what that means for us is that there aren't going to be any price restrictions on any cards, or any real restrictions on how you're trying to win. The only restriction we really have at this level of power is that any combos that you are going to win with, we do ask that they have something to do with your commander. So none of the super prominent, high power, high efficiency combos that you would probably find in your typical CEDH game. So we're just avoiding those. Other than that, everything's on the table. Let's get into it. Hey, my name is Jason, and today I'm going to be playing Drana and Linvala. So this is basically a hate bears deck that is looking to slow my opponents down until I'm eventually able to win through some combat damage.
Hi, I'm Eddie, and today we're playing Katilda and Lier. And the whole point is just kind of throw our stupid little humans at maybe some creatures or some Phyrexians that get in our way.
Hey, it's Matt. Today I'm playing Heliod, the new flip one. Last time I played multi-land destruction and people weren't particularly happy about that. I've decided to double down and we're going to be playing it at instant speed for cheaper. Just kidding, we're all going to draw a bunch of cards and it's going to be great.
Hi, my name is Brent, playing 5-color Omnath. Going to do some multi-pip goodness.
Okay everybody, let's roll off. I got a 3.
6.
2.
11.
At least I beat somebody.
I'll try this.
This is a hand of cards that is acceptable.
Sure.
Everybody good?
Yeah, sure.
My land for turn will be an Arid Mesa. I will fetch for a Triome, and that will be my turn.
I'm going to draw for turn. Let's play a Godless Shrine, Shocked. Let's Chromox, pitching Blind Obedience. And I will play an Esper Sentinel. Pass.
And untapped.
Correct. So I may do something else.
Oh boy.
We'll play a Misty, and we're going to crack it to go grab a Sparta's Headquarters and pass.
Go to my turn. Hallowed Fountain untapped, paying the iron price, and I will cast a Mana Vault.
Are you going to pay one for Esper Sentinel?
No, I am not.
Thanks.
Pass the turn.
I will untap. We will play a Reflecting Pool for turn, and then not paying the 1 unfortunately, but I'm going to 3 visits.
Okay, I will draw a card.
My 3 visits will grab a Proving Ground, and I will go to my end step.
On your end step, I will attempt to Vampiric Tutor.
Surprise!
Surprise. I'm going to grab this card. Let's go ahead and play Swamp. So I'll play Jeweled Lotus. So I'm going to sack the Jeweled Lotus to make 3 white, and I will pay 1 black to cast Drana and Linvala. She's a 3/4, Flying Vigilance, Vampire Angel. Activate abilities of creatures your opponents control cannot be activated, and she gets the activated abilities of everyone's creatures. So if you play any mana dorks, you can tap for mana, or who knows what. I will pay 2 for a Talisman of Hierarchy. I'm going to pay 1 life to make a white, and cast Deafening Silence. And I'll hit Eddie for 1.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and play this island. I really hate that you got a Jeweled Lotus that quickly. Drana Magistrate.
It's fine, I wasn't doing anything anyway.
I'll pass.
I have an island. 3, 4, paying the 1. Heuristic Study. Yay!
Beautifully done.
Thank
Everyone
you.
really likes that card.
I know. It's my personal favorite as well. That's all I got. Pass turn.
Floated Strana's land for turn. 1, 2, paying the 1. Scroll Rack.
Which one?
Oh, paying his 1.
Yay!
Scroll Rack reads, 1 and tap. Choose any number of cards in your hand. Set those cards aside. Put an equal number of cards from the top of your library into your hand. and put the rest of the cards set aside this way on top of your library in any order. I will pass the turn.
I'm gonna untap my cards and draw a card. I'm running out of gas here.
Good.
Well, let's go to combat first. Everything at Matt. She gets vigilance. So 4.
Sure.
And we'll go ahead and pay 3 mana for Commissar Severina Rain.
Trigger.
Yeah, I'll pay the 1 with my talisman here. She's a 2/2 human soldier. Whenever she attacks, each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of other attacking creatures. And I can pay to sacrifice another creature and gain 2 life and draw a card. I will pass.
Play a Plains. We're gonna pay 3. Not able to pay the 1 for a 6 study.
Yay.
Whenever I cast a human spell, target instant or sorcery card in my graveyard gains flashback until end of turn, and its cost is equal to its CMC. Poke for 1.
You did it.
Go ahead.
Tap. Upkeep. Draw. Beginning of my draw step. Mana Vault is tapped, so I will take a damage. Tundra. Pass.
On Matt's end step, I will fetch this Flooded Strand.
It's Triumph Tribal.
My Flood Strand gabbed at Katilda Triumph, and I will go to my turn.
If you appreciate the content that we're creating and you'd like to support us here at the dungeon, the #1 way to do so is to sign up to become a member over on our Patreon page. Some of the patron benefits include access to our full deck lists, voting privileges for polls held over on our Patreon, and shoutouts at the end of every video to let everyone know how awesome you are. If money's tight and becoming a patron isn't the best option for you right now, we totally get it. Simply liking our videos or subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and commenting down below all help as well, and are totally free. Thank you all for watching and enjoy the game.
Untap. Draw. We will play Temple Garden for 2 life. 4. Paying for both of your things, Fellow Archstone. Then I will pass the turn.
I'm gonna untap all my stuff and draw a card. Let's go to combat.
Beginning of combat, I'm going to cast Soul Partition, targeting your commander, paying the 1. Exiles target non-permanent for as long as that card remains exiled. Its owner may play it. A spell cast by an opponent this way costs 2 more.
In response, I will pay 2 to sack it to the Commissar,
Sure.
and she'll go to the command zone. I will gain 2 life and draw a card. We're gonna take a Revenge on Matt, 3 damage, and then trigger Commissar. Everyone will lose 1. And then we'll go ahead and plop down an Archon of Emeria.
Mystic Study.
Oh, you're right. Damn, you got me.
Sick nasty.
Go ahead. Reading Pool tapped. Good job,
Yeah.
Eddie.
Amazing. I love it. Thank you for the amazing gift. I will tap this Plains and cast Esper Sentinel of my own.
Trigger Mystic Study.
You can have it.
Thank you.
No instants or sorceries to gain flashback. I will pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Beginning of my draw step, things still tap. Ouch. I will play tapped Flooded Strand. I am going to pay 1 mana for my own Esper Sentinel.
Oh
Because
no.
this is the life we lead. Brent, just draw Esper Sentinel.
Yeah, come on, get in the
That was
fan.
past the turn.
I suddenly don't want to play anything.
We're gonna activate Scroll Rack for 4. Go to my turn. Draw for turn. I wonder what's on top. We'll play this tapped Command Tower. 3. Esper. 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 Not the Mystic Study, unfortunately.
Yay.
Chromatic Lantern.
Draw from Mystic Study.
Why are you giving Matt? I only got 2 cards. Matt's got a full grip.
Dude, I got to pay for all the
Yeah,
Esper
but my deck
Sentinels.
doesn't do anything with all these hay bears out.
Also, he's most likely to board wipe, so pass turn.
Untap. And I will draw. So we'll swing a 2/2 and a 2/3 at Matt, and a 1/1 at Brent. Everyone will lose 2 life on attack trigger.
I'll take
Think.
1.
And then Matt will take 3 more, or 4 more, I assume, unless if he blocks.
I will cast Swords to Plowshares on your Archon of Emeria.
I appreciate that.
And are you paying?
I'm paying for your Esper Sentinel.
Sick.
Because you keep hitting me in the face.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, when you go to target it, I'm gonna pay 2 to sack it, and I'll gain 2 and I'll draw a card. 2 black, and I'm gonna pay 1 extra for Ristic Study for Dalthi Voidwalker, and I'll pass.
At your end step, we're going to flash in a Zephyr Sentinel, returning Esper Sentinel to my hand, putting a +1 counter on Zephyr Sentinel.
And you're not paying for Ristic?
I cannot, so.
Yay.
We'll play this Rejuvenating Spring. We will cast a Cryptolith Right. My creature's now tapped for any color.
So the
Yeah.
Cryptolithite, we're both gonna draw with our Esper Sentinels.
Yeah. We're going to tap this Drana Magistrate, recasting Esper Sentinel, paying the 1. That's all I got.
Untap, I draw, and then my obligatory 1 damage from Mana Vault. Although I can actually pay for it now if I wanted to. Land for turn is Ancient Tomb, so I can die quicker. I'm going to fetch. Let's just get a basic island. Islands are cool. I can only cast 1 non-creature spell, so I guess I'll cast 1 non-creature spell. Go into 20. Paying for both thingers. I have a Smothering Tithe now. This is not a stack, but it sure looks like one right now. I'm going to go to my end step. Discard Azorius Signet, Mystic Remora.
My turn?
Yeah.
I will draw for turn.
I will trigger Smothering Tithe.
I will not pay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Esper.
Yeah.
Tameo. I'm going to uptick. I'm going to choose up to 2 target creatures until my next turn. Whenever those creatures deal combat damage, I draw a card, choosing the flyer, blue guy, and Commodore.
Commodore
Okay.
64.
Yep. And then I will play this Blood Crypt for turn. And I will pass the turn.
Untapping and drawing.
Trigger Smothering Tithe.
Yes, I will pay. So combat, I don't want you to have a card. We're just gonna hit Tameo for 1.
Yeah. Cool. Good talk.
Yeah, awesome. I'm gonna play a command tower. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pass.
We'll play this Gavany Township. I didn't pay the 2 for Smothering Tithe.
Oh, yeah, that thing. Thank you.
God, there's a lot going on. Ristic, Esper, Kindred Discovery, choosing humans. I will go to combat and I will give you a card. I'm gonna hit Tameo for 3. And then I'll hit you for 1. I'll leave you for Tameo so you can get some more draw.
Appreciate it.
Trigger Kindred Discovery, you
Yeah.
can draw 2.
Yeah.
Trigger Smothering Tithe, would you like to pay for either of those?
Cannot.
Thank you.
And I will not be paying for my draw.
And that is all I have.
I'll pay for my past misdeeds. You know what, let's cast it. Let's see what happens. Idyllic Tutor, paying the 1 for you.
Okay, great.
Sweet.
Trigger Smothering Tithe. What enchantments do I have left?
Fail the find.
Kind of looking that way, yeah. Well, at least I'm handing out cards.
So he fails to find with his tutor, and that'll go to Dothy, please.
Oh yeah, you can have this Idyllic Tutor all day.
Maybe I can find something with it.
That was my 1 non-creature spell for turn.
I'm going to untap.
You paid 3 mana to get a treasure.
I am not paying for your
I did do
Smothering
that.
Tithe.
Thank you.
I will uptick. I will choose Commodore 64 and Dothy Voidwalker since somebody decides that I shouldn't draw cards, so he's just going to not attack.
I personally don't think any of you should draw cards, but
Land for turn is Cascading Cataracts. 7, Esper. Not Ristic Study, unfortunately. Seagate Restoration. I will draw a total of 3 cards.
3 treasures for Matt.
Yep,
I will Ristic Study first.
yep. Pass the turn.
I don't know if this was play or not, but I'm doing it. I'm paying 1 white, Esper, Ristic. We're gonna Swords the Drana Magistrate.
4 mana swords, okay.
I'll go to my turn. At this point, I don't think it matters. You may have your 11th treasure.
Thank you.
Who knew that 3 Esper Sentinels or 6 study in a Smothering Tithe, it just gets a little ridiculous.
Go ahead and play a Swamp for turn. Combat, we'll swing 1 at your face, 3 at Tameo, you may draw a card, and 2 at Matt. And everyone loses 2.
Taken 2 from Commodore 64.
And I will draw 2 cards. Not
Okay.
paying.
I am just gonna play my commander, and 1 for the Ristic Study. I'm gonna pass my turn.
Play this island.
Trigger Smothering Tithe.
I don't think it matters, so you can have it. We're gonna pay the additional 1 for Ristic Study. Talia. Draw. Creatures and non-basics my opponent's control enter the field tapped. I guess we will pass the turn.
Beginning of your end step, I'll go to Cyclonic Rift.
What are you and what are you not paying for?
Not paying for anything.
So I will draw.
Trigger Smothering Tithe twice.
Yeah, I do not have the mana.
I, in response, am going to Diffuse Protection.
Sure.
Here's protection. I will
also.
Trigger
also
Smothering
draw.
Tithe again.
Yeah, you may have the treasure. I think Matt's just gonna win this turn.
I'm gonna try.
Nobody has a counterspell? Nobody?
I'm gonna go to my turn. Untap, upkeep, draw, take a damage. 1, 2, ouch, ouch. 12. Heliod, the Radiant Dawn. When it enters the battlefield, I can return an enchantment from my graveyard to my hand. Got none. I can pay 3 and a Phyrexian blue to transform Heliod, so I will do that. You may cast spells as though they had flash. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each card your opponents have drawn this turn. Yeah, 5 of my treasures. I can't target. Oh, it doesn't target. Intellectual Offering. Choose an opponent. You and that player each draw 3 cards. You may draw 3 cards. I will draw 3 cards. Choose an opponent. Untap all non-land permanents you control and all non-land permanents that player controls. I'll choose you again. I will untap my Mana Vault, finally. Trigger Smothering Tide 3 times.
He definitely can't pay because he's face down.
Wow, look at that. What an amazing thing. Jason. Addy. Rent. Jeb.
Please clap.
Please clap.
At each round, 3 cards. 1 mana to cast Frantic Search. I will draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, and untap up to 3 lands. Discard Mox Diamond and commit to memory. I will untap 1, 2, 3 lands. 2 white, Ranger Captain of Eos. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with mana value 1 or less, reveal it and put it in your hand. I can sack it to make my opponents not able to cast non-creature spells this turn. I don't actually have any other 1-drops in the deck because I'm a good deck builder, but we are going to sack it so you guys can't cast non-creature spells this turn. Land for turn is Basic Island. 2 blue mana to cast Turnabout, targeting myself. Choose artifact, creature, or land. Tap all untapped permanents of the chosen type that the player controls, or untap all tapped permanents of that type the player controls. I'm going to choose myself, untapping lands. I'm going to tap all my lands. Look at all my lands. Take some damage. Play Memory Jar. I can tap it and sacrifice Memory Jar. Each player exiles all the cards in their hand, face down, and draws 7 at the beginning of the next end step. They discard that hand, and you get your original hand back. I'm going to pay 1 for Bond of Insight. Each player mills 4 cards, then return up to 2 instant and or sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand, exile Bond of Insight. Milling Chromox, Reset, Soul Ring, and Lotus Petal.
Closer Storm, Lord of Bones, Scalding Tarn, Polluted Delta.
Aven Mind Sensor, Yawgmoth Transposition, Orzhov Signet, and Dark Confidant.
Mystical Tutor, Alchemist Refuge, Supreme Verdict, and Secrets of the Dead.
I'm gonna get back Intellectual Offering and Turnabout. Hey, remember that thing I did last time with Intellectual Offering? We're gonna do it again. I have 1 colorless floating. You're gonna draw 3. I'm gonna draw 3. I'm gonna tap all my non-land permanents, which is just this one, and you may do the same. Trigger Smothering Tithe 3 times. My spells now cost 6 less. 1 blue floating. I'm gonna Turnabout myself, untap all my lands. There is a point to all of this, I promise. I'm gonna use my Floating Blue to cast Merchant Scroll. Go get High Tide. I'm gonna cast High Tide. Until end of turn, whenever a player taps an island for mana, they get an additional blue. 9, 10, 16. I'm going to cast Prosperity. It costs 6 less because of Eddie. Thank you, Eddie. And for X is 15 plus 6 is 21. Everyone's going to draw 21 cards.
Wow, these are some really cool cards.
Right? So you've all drawn your cards. I will trigger Smothering Tithe 21 times on each of you. 63 treasures. I'm just going to use the board for that now. T is for treasure.
Is your plan to slowly mill this out?
It's not going to be that slow once I get there. Do my treasures down to 64. To cast Hullbreaker Horror. Tap this for 3 colorless. Cast Arcane Signet. I'm going to bounce this. Tap this for a blue.
You have infinite blue, infinite colorless,
Infinite white.
infinite storm.
I have infinite storm. I have infinite mana of all the colors.
For those that are watching, everything costs so less that he just keeps
'Cause they all
bouncing
cost
and tapping them.
Enough less for me to just do whatever I want. I'm going to cast Solve the Equation. Search my library for an instant or sorcery, put it in my hand. Unshuffle. It's Blue Sun Zenith. I'm going to cast Blue Sun Zenith, targeting myself to draw all of my deck. Blue Sun Zenith gets shuffled into its owner's library. There it is. Look at that. We are going to cast Teferi Time Raveler. I'm going to minus it to draw this Blue Sun Zenith. I'm going to cast Blue Sun Zenith, targeting Jason.
How many cards would you like me to draw?
All of them.
+1 or just all of them?
Plus 12.
Okay. Damn it, then.
When I cast Blue Sun Zenith, Hullbreaker Horror is going to bounce to Fairy. This will shuffle back in. I'll cast a Fairy. We'll minus it and draw this card.
I'm dead.
You're dead.
You did it.
I'm going to do it again. Eddie.
Can't.
He is Teferi Protection Cell.
You're right. Not.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he still has it, but I'm just can't do it that way.
I'm just going to play out 1 or 2 things that are cool. I will pass the turn. Beginning of your upkeep, I'm going to use Jeweled Lotus to start my loop with Mox Opal, make infinite mana, and then I'm going to Blue Sun Zenith you out as well.
Because he can do things at instant speed because of his commander.
Good game. Yeah, good game.
And what a game. Matt was kept down most of the game by all of the stacks pieces, but he was eventually able to accrue so much value through Rhystic Study and Smothering Tide that he found his pathway to combo out. Let this be a reminder for everyone to pay their taxes. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.